Hey guys, my name is Mama May. I've been trading NFTs for over 2 years now, and I have learned a lot on what works and what doesn't. And those losses I made were my tuition fees into the NFT market. I'm here today to share some of those experiences for free so you don't have to make those same mistakes and instead start with the right strategies and right techniques, and that way you can go straight into making your first few hundreds to thousands of dollars. When you're making money, I'm happy because we all win together. All right, so anytime I take a trade, I calculate what is my risk to rewards ratio. The trades you take utilizing my swinging strategy is 89% successful, and it's been backlogged for the last 2 years. So keeping that in mind, you're able to budget more conservatively because the rewards will be in your favor. One of the most important topics to discuss is budgeting, because if you're not budgeting properly, you could easily blow your whole portfolio. And our goal is to grow our portfolio, not to blow it. With swing trading, I recommend a wallet size of a minimum 3 ETH to 5 ETH, and hold time could be anywhere from 1 day to a few weeks. And the ROI you could expect is anywhere from 10 to 40%. And of course, sometimes we have our moon bags where we hit 50, 60, 75%, but let's focus on the 10 to 40% that we usually get. Keeping your positions proportional to your budget helps manage your losses and allows you to move in and out of trades. A conservative starting position size is 30%, and as you become more familiar and expert with my swing trading strategy, you can increase your position size by 50 to 75%. Now, let's take a look at two different wallet sizes. For example, here is a 3 ETH wallet, which is the minimum I recommend. And if you have more liquid, you could start with a 5 ETH, or as you become more familiar with my swing trading strategy, you could easily grow your 3 ETH wallet to a 5 ETH wallet. And let's break down these wallets into a proportional position sizes based on your starting budget. So if you're just a beginner and you're just starting out, the trades that you should be taking are about a 30% position size. And once you become a little bit more familiar with the trading strategy, you have some wins under your belt, pretty much a novice, you can start doing 50% of your position sizes. And once you've mastered the swing trading strategy, you're more of an expert, more than 80% of your trades are wins, you can start taking 75% position sizes. And by budgeting your trades, you're not risking so much of your portfolio in one trade, and you're able to keep your wallet open for more opportunities. Now let's take a look at this 3 ETH wallet size. Your first trade should be 30% position, and that's roughly around a 1 ETH trade. And then like I mentioned before, once you become novice, had a few winning trades under your belt, you can take a look at doing a 50% position. So if you're doing a trade, you should be looking for a 1.5 ETH trade. And once you become expert, you mastered the strategy, you feel more comfortable, you can go for a 75% position, and you could take trades up to 2.25 ETH. Now this is all for a 3 ETH wallet. And the same goes for a 5 ETH wallet. Beginner, your first position will be 30%. That's about a 1.5 ETH trade. As you become more familiar, you can do 50% positions. That equates to a 2.5 ETH trade. And once you're expert, which you will be after taking some classes with me, you can start doing 75% positions, and you could be taking trades from anywhere up to a 3.75 ETH trade. So let's take a look at a few swing trade plays I made a call on, for example, and keeping this budgeting strategy in mind, I'll break down the numbers for you. Here's an example of a call I made recently. It was for Opepen. I called it at 0.52. It peaked to 0.71, and the hold time was about 6 days. So utilizing and working with the 3 ETH wallet size, remember, as beginners, we're taking 30% position size. So for Opepen, I called it at 0.52. So with that, we can buy anywhere from 1 to 2 NFTs. If we bought one, we're at 0.52. If we bought 2 NFTs to utilize the whole 30% position, we're at 1.04. So we held this position for 6 days and it peaked to 0.71 and it gave us a 36% ROI on each NFT. Now tell me, where can you put your money for about a week and have it grow 30% plus ROI? I mean, that's amazing. Let's take a look at another trade. Another trade I called 3 days after Opepen was My Pet Hooligan. I call this at 0.598 and the current floor price is 0.688, and this one was a 4-day hold. So using our 3 ETH wallet size, going in with a 30% beginner position size, you can buy anywhere from 1 to 2 NFTs. Again, this was called at 0.59 if I bought 1. And if I bought 2 to fulfill the 30% position size, it's a little bit over, but it's not too bad. It equals to 1.18 ETH. Now this one was a 4-day hold, and it peaked to 0.68, and that gave us a 13% ROI, again, on each NFT. So within a week, utilizing proper budgeting, you were able to enter 2 trades at a 30% position size, and you still have roughly about 1 ETH left for another play. So these 2 trades brought in an overall 21% ROI just by using 30% of your initial wallet size per position. Again, that is an amazing return, especially when you compare it to your money just sitting in a bank. Let's talk again in more depth about the risk to reward ratio that I brought up earlier. To decrease your risks, almost all of the trades we enter are near the bottom. And if the trade doesn't play out, we simply cut losses at around 5 to 10% and we move to the next play. You never lose 100% of that position. If the trade plays out, by entering at the bottom, you increase your reward profits for a 10 to 40% ROI. So for the month of August, let's take a look at all the calls that I made. The return on interest, one was 9%, 32%, 32%, 8%, 13%, 13%. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 calls. And these trades were anywhere from 1 day to 9 days. So the whole time wasn't bad. And your ROI, it just keeps building. So another budgeting strategy I wanted to go over is the power of compounding. Starting with 3 ETH, that's roughly about 4,800 with ETH currently at 1,600. As you take these swing trades, you'll start earning 10 to 40% per trade. And by compounding your profits into your current budget, you can easily grow your wallet to 5 ETH, which is about $8,000. And then you can start increasing your position size and take more trades. So let's take a look at 3 ETH. It's a $4,800 wallet size. Let's say the first week we took all our 30% position sizes, and we gained about 10%. That's a $480 gain. So for next week, we compound that and roll that into our current balance. We now have 5,200. Now let's say for this week, we make a 20% ROI. So for that week, we made $1,056. Again, we're compounding it, rolling into our wallet size. We're now working with 6,300. Let's say for this week, we did really well. We hit 40% ROI. And we made $2,500. And again, compounding that ETH, by week 4, and these are all just for example, we're at $8,800. So our 3 ETH wallet just turned into a 5 ETH wallet by week 4. And that was if we were getting a 10%, 20%, 40%. I mean, you can play the numbers as is. I'll link this compound tractor below. Now, let's say for the rest of the 6 months, we just hit 10% interest. 10% interest. By week 26, which is 6 months, our $4,800 wallet size is now a $72,000 wallet size. The power of compounding, the power of budgeting properly, the power of utilizing a swinging strategy that works, that is 89% successful, that's been backlogged for the last 2 years. My goal is for you to make money, and this is why I want to give this content for free. I want to kickstart your journey. And once you're ready to learn more, I can even go into more details with you and work one-on-one. I mean, all this money, you can use it for your family, you can use it for your friends, you can use it for you. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. So let's work together, break down all this free content. When you're ready, I am here to help you. Next up, we'll talk about tracking your trades, and that is something I personally love to do. I love to track my trades. So I'll go over some trackers and my own tracker that I use.